Before the world taught you how to be afraid, before disappointment trained your heart to pull back, and before pain convinced you that loving deeply was dangerous, I knew you completely. I knew the quiet hopes you never said out loud, and the dreams you hid because you were afraid they would not survive being seen. I watched every moment you tried to be strong while you felt fragile inside. And I saw every time you chose to love, even when it would have been safer not to. You have never been invisible to me, not even for a single second. Tonight, I am speaking directly to the part of you that has been tired for a very long time. I am speaking to the part of you that has been carrying wounds no one else ever learned how to notice. Because hidden inside one of my most familiar stories is a truth that I wrote especially for you. This is the deeper meaning of the Good Samaritan. When I spoke of a man traveling from Jerusalem to Jericho, I was not only describing a road made of stone and dust, I was describing the road every human heart eventually walks. You walk that road when life does not turn out the way you prayed it would. You walk that road when someone you trusted did not protect your heart. You walk that road when you tried to do the right thing and still ended up feeling alone. Even when you are surrounded by people, you can still feel as though you are walking that road by yourself. The man in the story was not foolish for being on that road. He was simply living his life just as you are. And yet, somewhere along the way, everything changed. He was attacked, stripped, beaten, and left on the side of the road. He was still alive, but only barely. He was no longer strong or in control. He was simply a wounded soul hoping someone would notice him. That is what pain does to a heart. It does not always destroy you, but it leaves you exposed. It takes away the parts of you that felt safe. It makes you question whether love is still worth the risk. You have felt this. You have experienced moments when something inside you broke, even though your life on the outside looked normal. You kept showing up, kept smiling, and kept doing what you were supposed to do, but something inside you was lying on the side of the road waiting to be seen. And in those moments, you wondered where I was. I was closer than you realized. The priest and the Levite in the story were religious men, respected men, and knowledgeable men. They were supposed to represent me, and yet they saw the wounded man and chose to keep their distance. This is one of the hardest truths you will ever face. Some people who know my name still do not know my heart. Some will speak about faith, but never show compassion. Some will quote scripture, but never kneel beside the broken. That kind of disappointment hurts deeply because you expected love and you received distance instead. When they walked past the wounded man, they were not only avoiding inconvenience, they were avoiding vulnerability. To kneel beside someone who is hurting is to risk being changed by their pain, and many people would rather remain comfortable than become compassionate. Then came the Samaritan. He was the one no one expected to stop. He belonged to a group that was rejected, judged, and pushed aside. And yet he was the one whose heart was open enough to care. When he saw the wounded man, he did not look for an excuse to walk away. He allowed himself to feel what the man was feeling, and he allowed love to move him into action. The ones who have been wounded often become the ones who love the deepest because they know what it feels like to be ignored. And now I want you to understand something that changes everything. In this story, I am the Samaritan. I am the one who comes close when others stay distant. I am the one who kneels beside you when you are too weak to stand. I am the one who touches wounds that others are afraid to see. When you were hurting and wondering whether anyone cared, I did not cross to the other side of the road. I came toward you. I poured oil and wine into your wounds. I soothed your pain, and I cleansed the lies that suffering tried to plant inside your heart. Pain tried to convince you that you were unlovable, forgotten, and too broken to be chosen. But I have never believed any of those things about you. I did not come to make you feel better for a moment. I came to make you whole. I lifted you when you could not stand on your own. I carried you when you were too tired to keep going. I took the weight of your pain upon myself so that you would not have to carry it alone. You did not survive because you were strong. You survived because I stayed. I brought you to places of healing even when you did not realize that was what was happening. I worked through the people who helped you, the words that comforted you, and the moments of hope that appeared when you were ready to give up. I never stopped paying the cost of your healing. You never had to earn my compassion. You never had to prove that you were worthy of my love. I met you exactly where you were, in the middle of your confusion, in the middle of your mistakes, and in the middle of your quiet fears. I did not wait for you to clean yourself up before I came near you. I came when you were lying in the dust. Your tenderness is not a weakness. It is evidence that love still lives inside you. You were not healed so that you could become hard. You were healed so that you could become alive. And now, as you continue walking this road, you will begin to notice others who are hurting the way you once were. You do not have to fix them. You do not have to save them. You only have to stop. You only have to care. Every time you choose compassion over comfort, you are continuing my story. When the road feels long and you feel unseen, remember this. I am not the God who passes by. I am the God who stops. I am the God who kneels beside you. I am the God who binds your wounds. I am the God who carries you when you cannot carry yourself. And even now, as you listen to these words, I am closer to you than you think. Because this story was never just about a man on a road. It has always been about me, and it has always been about you.